Welcome back to English with Ethan. Today, I want to talk to you about 3 small words that secretly control many people's lives. I'll never be successful. I'll never speak good English. I'll never leave this job, this town, this situation. Most people say these words without even thinking. They say it after a bad test, after a failed business, after someone laughs at their dreams. They say it when they're tired, scared, or disappointed, and slowly never becomes a cage. But today I want you to step out of that cage. Today is not just another English lesson. Today is a promise you make to yourself. A promise that from this moment you will stop letting never decide your future. You will learn to think differently, feel differently, and act differently. If you stay with me until the end, you won't just practice English. You will build a stronger mind. And if this message speaks to you, remember to like this video and subscribe to English with Ethan so we can keep growing together step by step. Let's begin. Lesson 1. You only lose when you quit. Think about a time when you tried something and it didn't work. Maybe you studied English for months, then froze when you tried to speak. Maybe you started a small business, but no one supported you. Maybe you promised yourself to change your life, but every day felt exactly the same. In that moment, it's so easy to say, "This is not for me. I'm just not that kind of person. I'll never make it." But here is the truth most people never ever hear. You don't lose when you fail. You lose when you decide to stop trying. Failure is not a full stop. Failure is a comma. It's a pause, a point to breathe, learn, and continue. Think of Thomas Edison, the man who created the electric light bulb. People say he failed more than 1,000 times. Imagine that. 1,000 attempts that didn't work. 1,000 times people could have laughed, doubted, or told him to give up. Some did. They said, "You will never do it." But Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that did not work." He refused to let never be the last word. Because he continued, the world changed. Your life works the same way. The words you whisper to yourself in quiet moments become your reality. When you repeat, "I'll never be confident," your mind believes it and stops looking for chances to grow. But when you say, "I can do a little better tomorrow," your mind starts helping you. It looks for ideas, courage, and opportunities to try again. So from today, I want you to make a small shift. Instead of saying, never say, "Not yet. I haven't learned this yet. I haven't succeeded yet. I haven't broken through yet. But I will." Now imagine you're climbing a mountain. Your legs hurt. Your heart is beating fast. The air feels thin. You look up and the peak seems impossibly far away. A voice in your head says, "Why try turn back? This is pointless." What you don't see is that the top is just around the next bend. Most people quit right before they reach that bend. They stop just before the view appears, just before the reward. They go home and tell themselves, "See? It was impossible," when in reality they were one step away. So remember this. One more step can change your entire life. One more try. One more conversation. More lesson. Trying and failing doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Every person you admire has a secret collection of failures behind their success. They just chose to treat failure as a teacher, not an excuse. So instead of saying, "This will never work," say, "Let's try again, this time smarter." And every time you feel like quitting, tell yourself, "This is hard, but I've made it through hard things before. I will not give up now." Repeat it until your mind believes you. The moment you say never, you lock the door to your own success. The moment you say, "I'll try again," you unlock it. From now on, promise yourself you will fall, but you will stand up. You will struggle, but you will show up. You will feel afraid, but you will keep moving. Because winners are not the people who never fail. Winners are the people who never quit. Lesson 2: your present doesn't define your future. Many people believe that their story is already written. I was a bad student, so my life is ruined. I grew up poor, so I'll always be poor. I made too many mistakes, so I can't change. But your life is not a prison sentence. Your present moment is not a life sentence. It is a starting point. Where you are today is not where you have to stay. Think about Oprah Winfrey. Today, she is one of the most respected and successful women in the world. But that's not where she began. She was born into deep poverty. She experienced pain abuse and harsh discrimination. She was even told that she wasn't right for television, that she didn't fit the image. Imagine if she had believed that. Imagine if she had said, "They're right. I'll never make it." Instead, she chose a different story. She worked on herself. She improved her skills. She trained her mind to see possibility, not limitation. She decided that her starting point would not be her final destination. And because of that decision, she transformed her life and inspired millions. Now think of a tiny seed in the ground. If you look at it with your eyes, it seems like nothing, small, weak, even useless. But inside that seed is a giant tree waiting to grow. The power is already there hidden. When you plant that seed and water it, nothing seems to happen at first. Days, weeks, months pass. The ground looks the same. If you don't understand how growth works, you'll say nothing is changing. This will never become a tree. But underground, something powerful is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Life is preparing. You are that seed. Your dreams may look small right now. Your progress may feel slow. Your life might not look impressive from the outside. But that doesn't mean you're not growing. Your future is quietly forming inside you through every lesson, every challenge, every decision to keep going. So never say, "It's too late." Never say it's too hard. Say instead, "I'm still growing." Success is not about where you started. It's about how far you're willing to go. Some people begin with money, education, and support, but they waste it. Others begin with nothing but a strong mind, and they create something amazing. You are not your past. You are not your childhood. You are not your worst mistake. You are your decision to change your future. Waiting and worrying will never build a new life. Action will. But action doesn't have to be huge. It can be small and humble. Learn one new thing today. Read 5 pages of a good book. Speak English out loud for 10 minutes. Wake up 30 minutes earlier to work on your dream. These actions may look small, but small steps taken every day create a completely different future. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. Your today may be lonely, stressful, or painful, but tomorrow can surprise you if you stay in the game. If you give yourself one more day, one more try, one more step, life can open doors you never imagined. So tell yourself, "I will not let my present limit my future. I will not let my current struggle kill my future strength. I am more than my mistakes. I am more than my situation. I am full of hidden potential. Your future is out there, waiting for you to show up. Don't give up before you meet it." Lesson 3. You are bigger than your environment. Have you ever felt like your dreams are too big for the place you live? Maybe you're in a small town where no one thinks beyond next weekend. Maybe your family or friends say, "Just be realistic. Don't aim too high." Maybe everyone around you is comfortable with staying the same. Slowly, you start to shrink your dreams to fit their expectations. You think, "Maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe this is all life has for people like me." But here's a powerful truth. You are not your environment. You are the choices you make inside your mind. Let's think about the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant a bamboo seed, you water it, protect it, and care for it. But for the first 5 years, nothing seems to happen. The ground looks empty. People might walk past, laugh, and say, "You're wasting your time. There's nothing there." But then in the 6th year, something incredible happens. The bamboo suddenly shoots up, growing up to 80 feet in just a few weeks. Did it really grow in just a few weeks? No. It was growing for all 5 years, but underground in silence. It was building strong roots, deep foundations, hidden strength. You might feel like that bamboo right now. Maybe your environment is negative. Maybe people around you don't dream, don't grow, don't believe. They complain, gossip, and accept a small life. You may think nothing is happening for me, but inside you, roots can be growing. You can be building strength that no one sees yet. So instead of saying, "Nothing is changing," say, "Something powerful is being built inside me." Some people wait for the perfect environment before they start. When I move to a big city, I'll try. When my family supports me, I'll begin. When people understand me, I'll grow. But success doesn't live in perfect conditions. Success grows wherever someone chooses to grow. A flower can rise from a crack in the wall if it has a little light, a little water, and a little hope. Don't wait for everything outside to be perfect. Start with what you have where you are. Build an inner world that is stronger than your outer world. Feed your mind with books, wisdom, and learning. Write down your goals. Repeat powerful affirmations. Say to yourself, "My environment may limit others, but it will not limit me." The people around you may not understand your dream. They may say you're wasting your time. People like us don't do that. Just accept your life. But what they are really showing you are their limits, not yours. You don't need to argue. You don't need to prove anything. Just keep moving. Let your progress be your answer. You don't need to change the whole world around you. You need to change how you see it. Instead of thinking, "This place is too small," think, "My dreams are too big to be limited by this place." Your power is not in your address. Your power is in your mindset. When your inner world is strong, your outer world becomes just a background, not a prison. If this message is helping you, if it makes you think differently, and also helps your English, pause for a second. Tap like and subscribe to English with Ethan. It's a simple step, but it keeps you connected to a community that believes in growth just like you. Lesson 4. Tiny efforts, big results. We love big stories, big wins, big transformations. We imagine one magical day when everything changes, the perfect job, the sudden success, the overnight breakthrough. But real success is usually not one big event. Real success is hundreds of small, boring, ordinary actions repeated with focus. Imagine an ice cube on a table. The room is very cold at -5 degrees Celsius. You slowly start to warm the room. At -4 degrees, the ice still looks the same. -3 degrees, nothing. -2 degrees, no change. -1 degree, still solid. It's easy to say, "This will never melt. Nothing is happening." But then the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius, and suddenly the ice begins to melt. Was it only 0 degrees that changed everything? Of course not. Every tiny degree before that mattered. Every small increase was part of the transformation, even when you couldn't see it. This is how growth works in your life. You may not see the results right away, but every small effort is warming the room. Every step is melting your limits. Every day you show up is preparing your breakthrough. Think of two people. Both want a better life. Person A reads 10 pages of a good book every day. Person B scrolls on social media for 30 minutes every day. In one day, the difference is small, almost invisible. But after 1 year, Person A has read around 15 books. Person B has lost hundreds of hours. One built a stronger mind. The other built a stronger habit of distraction. That is the power of small habits. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do one right thing every day. This idea is sometimes called the compound effect. Small smart choices plus consistency plus time equals huge change. Save $1 a day. In one day, it's nothing. But in 3 years, you've saved over $1,000 with almost no pain. Do 10 push-ups a day. Practice English 15 minutes a day. Do one act of kindness a day. In a week, it feels small. In a year, you are stronger, more confident, and more connected than before. Most people fail because they fall into the all-or-nothing trap. If I can't study for 1 hour, I'll do nothing. If I can't go to the gym for 60 minutes, I won't go at all. But perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Small is powerful, small is possible, small is sustainable. Train your brain to love small wins. Finish a short task and let yourself feel proud. Learn 5 new English words and smile at your progress. When you resist a distraction, notice it and celebrate. These small victories tell your brain, I can do this. I am consistent. I show up. And consistent people build unstoppable lives. There's a famous story about the British cycling team. For years, they were losing. No big victories, no big glory. Then they hired a new coach. He didn't promise miracles. He focused on 1% improvements, slightly better seats, slightly better pillows for sleep, slightly cleaner equipment, slightly healthier meals. Tiny details. But all those 1% changes added up. Over time, the team went from invisible to almost unbeatable. They began winning Olympic gold medals and became one of the most successful cycling teams in history. Your life works the same way. You don't need to completely transform today. You just need 1% better. And then 1% better again tomorrow. Big mountains are climbed step by step. Big dreams are built day by day. Tell yourself, I will grow 1% today. And then I'll do it again tomorrow. Lesson 5. You don't need permission to begin. How many times have you stopped yourself before you even started? You wanted to start a YouTube channel, but you thought, who am I to do that? You wanted to practice English out loud, but you worried people would laugh. You wanted to launch a project or a business, but you waited for support guidance or approval. We often live as if we need someone else to stamp our dream with a big okay. We wait for a teacher, a friend, a parent, a boss, or society to say, now you are ready, now you are allowed. But here is the truth. You don't need anyone's permission to begin. Not your teachers, not your families, not even your past selves. This is your life, your journey, your responsibility. We wait because we're afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of starting small and imperfect. We ask ourselves, what if I'm not ready? What if people laugh? What if I fail? But waiting doesn't protect you. It only delays your growth. It keeps you small. No successful person waited until everything was perfect. They said, I will start where I am with what I have and learn on the way. Think of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She was selling fax machines door to door. No fashion experience, no rich investors, no special connections, just an idea and a lot of courage. People told her it was impossible. They didn't understand her vision. She could have listened. She could have waited. Instead, she said, I'm doing it anyway. She made mistakes. She felt fear, but she kept going. Today, she is a billionaire and one of the most successful self-made women in the world. She did not wait for permission. She gave permission to herself. When you give yourself permission to try, you become free. Free from constant approval. Free from the fear of what others think. You take ownership of your life. You are allowed to speak. You are allowed to dream. You are allowed to fail. You are allowed to rise again. Imagine a big wall in front of you with the words, "You can't do this," written across it. That wall is not built from stone. It's built from thoughts, doubts, old stories people told you. Your belief is the hammer that breaks that wall. Many famous artists, writers, and creators were rejected over and over before the world celebrated them. A publisher once said a young writer's work was too dark and strange. That writer's name is Stephen King. A young filmmaker applied to film school and was rejected multiple times. His name is Steven Spielberg. A young singer was told she wasn't pretty enough for television. Her name is Lady Gaga. If they had waited for everyone to approve of them, we would never know their names. You don't need to have everything ready. Start now and build as you go. You don't need the best camera to start a channel. You don't need perfect English to start speaking. You don't need a 50-page plan to start your dream. Think of driving at night. Your headlights only show a short distance ahead, but with that small circle of light, you can drive across a whole country. That's how life works. You don't need to see the whole road. Just take the next visible step. Let today be the day you stop waiting and start doing. Write the first sentence. Record the first video. Send the first email. Speak the first word in English, even if your voice shakes. The world is full of people who waited and never began. Don't become one of them. Say to yourself, "I don't need anyone's permission. I give it to myself." Lesson 6, you become what you keep doing. Imagine someone who says, "I want to be a great speaker," but every time they feel nervous, they tell themselves, "I'm just not confident. This is not for me," and they walk away. Imagine another person who wants to be a great artist. They watch videos, scroll through other people's art, compare and complain, but they almost never sit down and draw. Both of these people have dreams. Both may even have talent, but they're missing one crucial truth. You become what you do, not what you say. If you read one page of a book every day, that's 30 pages in a month. If you write 100 words daily in a year, you'll have written enough for a book. If you walk 20 minutes a day in a year, you've walked more than 120 hours. Your identity is shaped quietly by your habits. A lot of people say, "I'm lazy. I'm bad at English. I just can't change." But those are labels, not facts. The real truth is, you are what you practice. Practice kindness, and you become kinder. Practice courage, and you become braver. Practice learning, and you become wiser. You are not a fixed character. You are a work in progress. Remember Oprah's story again. She didn't wake up one day as a powerful, respected voice. She showed up over and over, speaking, listening, learning, adjusting. She didn't say, "I'm not good enough." She said, "I'm still learning." That mindset, combined with action, built her identity. If you want to change who you are, change what you do repeatedly. Want to be more confident? Start by speaking just a little more each day. Want to be more focused? Put your phone away for 15 minutes and focus on one meaningful task. Want to be healthier? Start with a simple habit like drinking water every morning. Big dreams are created from small, repeated actions. Excellence isn't a single act, it's a habit. Here's a simple system you can start today. Choose one identity you want to build. Maybe confident English speaker, disciplined learner, or focused person. Next, choose one small daily action that matches that identity. It could be reading one paragraph, speaking one sentence aloud, or writing one new idea every day. Track it. Mark an X on a calendar for every day you complete your action. Your job becomes simple. Don't break the chain. Finally, tell yourself, "This is who I am." Even if your action feels small, remind yourself, "I'm someone who shows up. I'm someone who keeps going." Most people live inside the story. That's just how I am. But that story is not a rule book. You can write a new one. Stop saying, I'll never be that person. Say, I'm not that person yet, but I'm becoming them. Lesson 7. You become like the people around you. There's a saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. If you surround yourself with people who complain, gossip, blame, and give up, it's only a matter of time before you start doing the same. Their mindset becomes your background noise. But if you spend time online or offline with people who talk about ideas, goals, and growth, you start to lift your own standards. You feel more energy, more focus, more motivation. Your environment has silent power. It can slowly build you or break you. If the people around you waste time, say, that's impossible, or laugh at anyone who tries to grow, you may begin shrinking yourself just to fit in. You stop talking about your dreams. You lower your expectations. You dim your own light so others feel comfortable. But the moment you protect your space, choose to surround yourself with people who believe in growth, action, and responsibility, you unlock a new level in your life. Think about the Wright brothers who created the first airplane. They were not rich, not famous, not perfectly educated, but they had each other. They believed in the same dream. They encouraged each other when the world didn't understand. They kept going despite failure, doubt, and risk. It wasn't the size of their team that changed history. It was the strength of their circle. Look at your own circle. Ask yourself, do the people around me help me grow? Do they challenge me in a good way? Do they celebrate when I win? Or do they become jealous or negative? Do they bring peace into my life or constant stress and drama? If you are always the smartest, most motivated person in the room, you might be in the wrong room. You need people who stretch you, who inspire you to be better. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off or be rude. It means you set boundaries. You protect your time and your energy. You limit empty conversations. You say no more often to negative energy. You cannot fly if you stay tied to people who are afraid of heights. Remember, your circle isn't just the people you see in person. It's also the content you watch, the posts you read, the voices you hear every day. Your phone can be your greatest teacher or your greatest trap. You may not have positive people around you physically, but you can still build a powerful virtual circle. Follow inspiring creators. Listen to motivational podcasts. Watch videos that lift you higher instead of dragging you down. Slowly, your mind will rise to the level of the voices you allow into your life. If you want to go fast, you can go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. You are not meant to walk this path alone. Find people, even if it's through a screen, who push you forward, not pull you back. And if you don't have that yet, let this channel be part of your circle. If today's message is helping you grow in English and in life, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to English with Ethan, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Write in the comments one small step you will take this week. Your words might inspire someone else who is silently struggling. Remember, you don't need a new life. You need new thoughts, new habits, and a new circle. Never say never. Say, not yet, but I'm on my way. And then prove it one small, brave step at a time.